Okay, so it is officially on this recording date, the 1st of July 2021, which means we are officially halfway through the year. Now, I have a goal, and well, I have many goals, but one of my goals is to do favorites and non-favorite videos twice this year, once for the first half of the year, and then the second time will be for the end of the year. And so it is time to get into the favorite slash non-favorite season. The next several videos you're going to see from me are going to be favorites, non-favorites, those sorts of things. And today we are starting with the one video that is a favorites video that has nothing to do with books. Why do I do this? Because it's nice to be kind of well-rounded and talk a little more about other things, other interests that I have that aren't just books. Today we are doing my non-bookish faves. So let's jump right in. Prompt number 1 is favorite animal. I can't give you one. I need to give you two. So my favorite domestic animal is cats. I have loved cats pretty much since the first time I owned my first cat, which would have been somewhere around 22 years of age, somewhere around there. Because growing up, I grew up with asthma, and so it just wasn't feasible for me to have a cat. Fortunately, in my later years, my asthma started laying dormant, so I was able to get a cat. My favorite non-domestic animal, if you will, has to be the orca whale. When I was very young, I was very heavily influenced by the movie Free Willy. Ever since seeing Keiko, which is the original name for the whale that played Willy in the film, in Free Willy, I just grew to adore these beautiful animals. This is my photo of orca whales. Prompt number 2 is favorite food, and anyone who knows me like a book, pun intended. But my favorite food definitely has to be pasta. Oh my goodness. So my nationality background is Dutch and English. When I say English, I mean England. And I live in Australia, but my mother is Dutch. My father's side of the family comes from England. I do not have Italian in me, but I'm convinced I was Italian in another life, because if I could live on pasta every single day of the year for both lunch and dinner, I absolutely would. Prompt number 3 is favorite season, and my answer to this definitely has to be summer. Now, in Australia, we do get incredibly high temperatures in summer. I mean, you do expect that being the summer season, but we have really incredibly high summer seasons here compared to in winter around the world. A lot of countries around the world will have sub-0 degrees for winter. We generally don't. In fact, currently we're right now in the midst of winter, and the lowest I've seen is 2 degrees, so we haven't gone below 0 as of yet where I live. But summer can get incredibly high, anywhere from 35 degrees Celsius all the way up to, I mean, we've had in the 40s degrees Celsius before, so I mean, it's gotten incredibly hot before. But specifically, I love summer nights. Once we get to the end of that summery day and the moon comes up and there's just a little bit of a breeze going on, oh, beautiful. Prompt number 4 is favorite holiday, and I would definitely have to say that my favorite holiday is Christmas. There is just something about Christmas and the coming together and the blessings that revolve around the holiday. Whether you are religious or not, I just mean blessings as a generalization. It just feels so beautiful. And again, I don't mean this in a religious way, but the spirit itself of Christmas. And again, I'm not talking religion, I'm just saying in general, there's this feeling in the air, there's this energy that just comes about during Christmas, and it is just so beautiful. Now, in Australia, we do not celebrate Thanksgiving, which I do not understand, considering that we did kind of steal Halloween from America, but we didn't take on Thanksgiving, which I don't get, but for the last couple of years I have celebrated Thanksgiving with my mother, and I do really enjoy that. But since it's not an officially recognised holiday in Australia, I would have to go with my second favourite, which would be Christmas. Prompt number 5 is favourite TV show, and I'm just going to talk about the TV shows that I'm watching currently because I have way too many favourites to keep it all to a minute. So, currently I am watching a lot of reality TV shows, and I have gotten really into, quite recently, physical challenges that happen with reality shows. I'm specifically referring to Ninja Warrior. I love Ninja Warrior Australia, and very recently I was able to watch Ninja Warrior America, and I love both of them. I also have, for pretty much since it came out, loved Survivor USA. Again, we do have it in Australia, but I'm just not a fan of the Australian version. And very, very recently, I watched the 2020 season, the All-Stars season of American, again, Big Brother. I loved Big Brother All-Stars, the 2020 American edition, and I was very happy for the winner. Prompt number 6 is favourite movie or movies, and this has slightly changed for me. I will say that the movie that I gave you guys in December of last year still holds up as one of my favourites of all time, and that is Mrs. Doubtfire. I just find this film to be so hilarious. I love Robin Williams as an actor, and I just think he did such an amazing job in this film with so many funny lines, but the storyline itself is just wonderful also, and the moral of the story is just amazing also, so it makes for an all-round wonderful movie experience. But I have very recently gotten into psychological thrillers, which is more specifically for me thrillers where we have our characters having to really think about things, and it is, in a way, even though it's scripted, a good study of the way that humans think and the way that they act. Specifically, I'm referring to like games that occur in certain thrillers. 2 examples I want to give you guys is the Cube series, and I also love the latest version of Escape Room. Escape Room Tournament of Champions has just come out in Australia. Best believe I'm going to be watching it. Prompt number 7, favourite TV show or movie hero, and my answer for this is not an easy one, but if I am pulled from pillar to post to have to come up with an answer, my answer would definitely have to be Piper Halliwell from the original Charmed series. Piper is a witch who is part of a family of good witches who are trying to assist humanity by battling evil and getting rid of and vanquishing evil, and Piper Halliwell is just the heart of the family, and I just have so much love for her, so she is a hero through and through for me. Prompt number 8 is favourite TV show or movie villain, and my answer to this is not hard to come up with because it is the only villain that I actually love, and it doesn't make any sense that I love this villain. But anyway, that would have to be Jafar from Disney's Aladdin, and I'm referring to the original animated version. I was not a fan of the reboot live action. I just love Jafar. I love how he is just so seemingly cool, calm, and collected while he is doing everything that he is doing, and seems to really have things under control. In saying that, growing up watching Aladdin, I absolutely not only loved, but could absolutely relate to the character of Aladdin, so it's tough for me to name my favourite villain as his #1 nemesis, but I absolutely do love Jafar. Prompt number 9 is favourite sport, and I had the same answer last time as I am this time. There are a number of sports that I do like, but there is one sport that I am completely obsessed with. Ask anyone who knows me and they will say, don't ask him about this sport because he won't shut up about it. And it's true. It's true. And that would have to be tennis. Specifically, the WTA, which stands for the Women's Tennis Association. So I'm sure you've heard of the likes of a lot of men's tennis players such as Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Rafael Nadal. I don't mind men's tennis, but usually it takes way too long for me, especially at Grand Slam level, going for 5 sets. It's just too much for me. So generally speaking, I will watch women's tennis, and I do follow the women's tennis tour year round. They play between January and October, November. The schedule's changed over the last couple of years. Even prior to COVID, it started changing. So it used to be from the beginning of January to halfway through November. It's a very, very long season and a very short off season. But I love the WTA tour. Prompt number 10, therefore, is favourite athletes, and I'm going to give you 3 women and 3 men. Not surprisingly, they are all tennis players. On the women's side, let's go with America again, because why not? Serena Williams and Venus Williams, and my third favourite female tennis player would have to be Victoria Azarenka. So I'm very much a classic tennis player fan, someone who's followed tennis for a very, very long time now. I grew up with Serena Williams and Venus Williams. Serena Williams won the US Open in 1999. Venus Williams made it to the final of the US Open in 1997. This is when I started watching tennis. And on the men's side, I'm going to give you some more Americans with John Isner and Taylor Fritz, as well as one Australian, Alex de Minaur. Prompt number 11 is favourite genre of music, and my answer to this is the same as it was in December, which is symphonic metal. Now, for those of you saying, Mr. Francy, what the heck is symphonic metal? I will answer it for you. So, as with standard metal, with the instruments, you have the drums, the electric guitar, the bass, those kinds of things, and then you also have all of the instruments that you might see in a symphony, hence why it is called symphonic metal. When we put all of these instruments together and make music from that, it just creates an altogether different experience to your standard type of music, such as standard pop, standard rock, standard punk, standard metal, standard classical, standard opera. It's putting everything together, and it just really takes music to the next level for me. And prompt number 12 is favourite band or favourite singer. And my favourite band is a symphonic metal band, and that is the band Nightwish. So for a long time, I grew up loving classical music, musical theatre, and pop music. And then I was introduced to Nightwish, and I started listening to their music. And this is what made me fall in love with symphonic metal in the first place, having the metal instruments and the symphony instruments coming together. But what I absolutely love about Nightwish, other than Thomas, who is the guy that composes all of their music, he does a wonderful job, credit to him, is their current lead vocalist, Floor Jansen, from the Netherlands. Nightwish comes from Finland, so, you know, very European type band, but Floor Jansen is amazing. She was training classical and opera, and so most of the time she sings classically or operatically to symphonic metal music, which makes it even more amazing. But Floor Jansen is just incredible. Don't take my word for it. Go and check out Nightwish with Floor Jansen once you're finished with this video. Prompt number 13 is favourite game, and for me, I'm going to answer this with a computer game, because I don't have any of those other gaming systems like PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, and it's been a while since I played a board game or a card game, so I'm going to have to go with a computer game for this one, and I'm going to go with the one game that I'm currently playing, which is Tennis Elbow. So yeah, you guys know that I love tennis, obviously, and Tennis Elbow is a fantastic game that really emulates what life might be like on a tour, but playing in a computer game kind of way. So week by week, you get to enter into tournaments if you're ranked high enough, and you play through matches and you win ranking points, and you get to scale your way up the rankings. It's a lot of fun, but also playing tennis on the computer, for me, it really does help me to zone out of any other stresses that are going on for me and helps me to calm down. So it works for me, and why break something that's working? Prompt number 14 is favourite hobby, and I don't have it behind me, which is kind of weird because I always do. But my favourite hobby is crocheting. This is part of the blanket that I used to have hanging up right over here. I have removed it because I created this blanket specifically to be like an autumn blanket, and I had a yellow, an orange and red one that was up here for summer. I'm in the middle of trying to create a blue one for winter, but it's past autumn, so I took this one down and we've got the purple thing here. But I love to crochet. This is another thing that allows me to really just clear my mind, and also when I'm listening to an audio version of a book, I find it tough to just sit there and not do anything, where crocheting has become second nature to me because I've just done so much crocheting in the last 2 years, thanks to COVID, really, that I know I can sit down with an audiobook and crochet away while I'm listening to it. And finally, prompt number 15 is favourite time of day. I kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier with my favourite season being summer, but yes, my favourite time of day is definitely nighttime. I just feel like I get a lot more done at nighttime. A lot of people who know me don't really get this. They feel that they are a lot more active during their day, but hey, different people act differently, and for me and my soul and the way that things work, I just seem to come alive more at night and get a lot more things done at night. But that is where I'm going to leave it, letting you guys go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Thank you so much, you guys, for reaching out to me with your wonderful likes and comments and everything. It's just been absolutely beautiful to hear from you guys throughout the first half of this year. So just a hearty thank you so very much. Letting you guys go, peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and happy reading!